far as the MLA pension plan, it will be treated the very same way through the shared risk model as we're talking here. So there isn't any difference in that regard. Same process that we're following here.
When they ask you what was your participation in making up the fund as an MLA, that was one of the questions.
If the fund requires additional contributions, the same as it does in this model, it will be the same thing for the MLA pension fund. We're not changing that process. The only one that I couldn't comment on was in relation to the judges. It falls under a different act, and we can recommend, but we can't.
When I stopped teaching in 1998, my contribution was about 7% of my salary.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you in another way. What is the percentage of contribution by an MLA to a pension?
What's yours? You know, it makes it sound a little strange, but I don't know my contributions. It may come as a surprise, but any part of my involvement in this exercise was not related to either the pension or related to getting into politics for a reason of a career. I had a career. And now a question, maybe those thoughts of why. But the other issue in relation to the PSSA, this particular slide is all about the PSSA. That's it, yes. And the one about the legislation has not been prepared, nor will it be until we get that forward.
Okay, so you guarantee that. You put your word on that.
That's our plan. That's why we're here. We got behind the 8 ball thinking, now this is what it's going to be, because we didn't get all of the details. I mean, I saw some circulation of information that showed this is your pension plan, and this is what it looks like if you have a zero contribution. Or zero index, sorry. That's not what this is proposing. But that's what was circulated. And I understand why people got upset and annoyed about that. I'd be annoyed about that. But that is not the plan at all. So we know we have to get the facts out there. We have to keep it. We'll have more meetings, and we'll do it as many as necessary so that people can understand, and then we'll decide how to fix it. Because
they're likely about poverty. In line with that, I would one would assume that if their money and income is their ability to pay for future nursing homes, that subsidize together anyway, and you'll be back in another crisis. And as far as this move here, and your particular job, Mr. Minister, it's your responsibility to take the message back into loud and clear by many people. I'm glad that we're waking up great power voice more. It's great, a lot of people out there, but I think we want to take back to the Premier that just maybe Sean Gray, let's sell up and be powerful. I don't know.
Two points. All the retired people are not on the internet or email. Some are beyond that age, and I think it should be up to the corporation and the government to advertise, to notify the retirees that there are pending changes not by asking them to go in such and such place to leave their name. I think the onus should be on the government. The other thing also is legislation. You mentioned the judge is under a separate act. The legislation can be used for the judge, so it should not be used sparingly. It should also be used for the MLA pension. If you're going to legislate, everybody should be legislated equally. That's not what's being talked about here. So what is good for the goose is good for the gander, I think is a neat expression.
In the next 2.5, say 32 months, if you guys don't continue to refine things and improve things, and I admire your courage for trying to do this, the change is essential. You have to change. And you're trying, and this is a reasonable approach. It's not as tough as some would say it should be, because you guys have been working pretty hard to make this affordable. But is there any sense that the retirees recognize that things